Today I'm here with Ashlyn to give a little 3-month update, which will be a little bit late because of my video schedule currently, but better late than never. She is being pretty fussy right now because she is tired, because she has not had a good nap pretty much all day today yet. And she also has a tummy ache, so she's being pretty grumpy. Hopefully she lets me get through this because I've been trying for the past like 10-15 minutes and she hasn't stopped crying. So I am going to be updating you guys on how Ashlyn is doing now that she is 3 months old. You probably can hear London playing in the background, but she's a toddler and I can't get her to not play and be loud, so you'll have to ignore that. As well as if you can hear a lawnmower in the background, that is Christopher mowing the lawn right now, so you'll have to excuse that as well. But let's try and get through this video really fast. Can you say hi? You doing trying? So she turned 3 months on the 5th. Can't believe it's already been 3 months. And she's still kind of the size of a newborn. She's a bit longer than one. Yeah, her stomach is really bothering her right now. This happens probably around 2 times a day, give or take, where she just is extremely fussy. Pretty much no matter what you do, and you just have to work at it until you finally get her to fall asleep, and then she'll sleep for a little bit. But we'll get more into that a little bit later. But as I was saying, she is pretty much the size of a newborn. She's just longer because she's been growing, I'd say, at a normal-ish rate height-wise, but she hasn't been growing that much weight-wise, so she's kind of like in between. She still wears newborn clothes, and she is in size 1 diapers, but they are bigger. She probably could still wear newborns, I just don't buy them anymore. So she's on the smaller side, as you guys may already know from a couple of our past videos. And newborn size clothes, sleepers specifically, she can't really fit in them that well now because she's getting too long. So like her feet, the feet of the sleepers kind of stretch out from her being so long, but she's still on the skinny side, so they're baggy. They're just short. Like they still fit, but they're right on the cusp of not being able to fit anymore based off of length only. So we may have to switch up to her 0 to 3 month sleepers here soon, but they are gonna most likely swallow her. I know the ones that I just a couple months ago bought all new 0 to 3 month sleepers because I wanted to have them in the next size up. If you don't know already, I am obsessed with the Cloud Island sleepers. Those are my all-time favorites, and I only had a few from London that were in the newborn size, so then I got 1 or 2 more sets in newborn size for Ashlyn because I love them so much. And then I was like, you know what, I want these in the next size up, so I ordered almost every print that I could find that wasn't outrageously boyish. Like I got ones that were the girl ones, of course, but then I also got like more gender neutral ones as well because they don't have very many options, sadly. I wish they would come out with more options because I absolutely love those sleepers. So I did size up, and looking at the sets that I have, they look massive. So they would swallow her until she starts gaining weight better, which will hopefully be soon. So last time she was weighed was a week ago, and she was 9 pounds 5.5 ounces, give or take, because we got 2 different weights that day, so I don't really know which one to go off of, but the last one that we were told was 9 pounds 5.5 ounces. Possible that she weighs a little bit more now because at this age they're supposed to grow, I don't know the exact rate honestly, but they're supposed to grow at least a couple ounces a week, I believe. So last she was checked, she was 9 pounds 5.5 ounces and 23 inches long, I believe. So I think she's growing at a good rate height-wise. I'm sorry, I'm losing my track of mind. I'm just so scatterbrained right now, and she's just being so fussy that I keep losing track of what I'm trying to get through. So let's talk about milestones. I'm sorry about the rocking and the swaying, but I'm gonna have to do it to keep her calm. So I hope it doesn't bother you too bad. Milestones. She has hit significantly more from 2 to 3 months than like she was from 1 to 2 months or newborn to 1 month, you know? She's getting more up there developmentally than she was. As she gets older, obviously, they start learning more the older they get. So here in the next couple months is kind of like the key months where they start doing more and more stuff, I would say. I mean, all babies are different. Like London was sitting up by 5 months and she didn't crawl until 8-ish months, I believe. But then she was walking around 11 months. So like, I mean, she was pretty all over the place, I would say. She also didn't get her first teeth until like 7 or 8 months. But developmentally, milestones that Ashlyn has hit. She smiles a lot more now, reactively. She's not a super smiley baby because she's pretty miserable all the time, but whenever you can get a couple minutes of playfulness out of her, throughout the day, she does smile a lot. She loves whistling, and I don't really know what this is considered, but it could be considered blowing raspberries, blowing your lips, blowing bubbles. I don't really know what term to use for it, but just like I feel so dumb doing that, but that's what she likes. So let me know what you would call that, because like I said, those are the 3 things that I feel like I've heard, but I don't really know what is right or what would be more understood to say. But she likes that. She's gotten really close to laughing. There was one time specifically that I was like bouncing her to bounce her, and she was on the verge of crying, but also trying to laugh at what I was doing at the same time. So it was kind of like, oh, you're just fussing, but then it was like, wait, that was kind of a laugh. And then I tried to get her to do it again to get like a full one, and she was like, nah, I'm just gonna cry now. So she was on the cusp of giggling, and I've been trying ever since to get her to do it again, and she hasn't yet. She will smile and coo, but she hasn't like gone to giggling quite yet, but she is close, so hopefully that will be happening soon. She has gotten to the point where she prefers to sit up and look around more. Like in the newborn young stage, like they're just laying down all the time, like laying on their stomach, tummy time, you know, sleeping on their backs. They do an awful lot of sleeping and they don't really care. That's just what they do. But now that she's getting older, she's getting more aware of her surroundings. She likes to be sat up when she's awake and content, because she loves looking at London and watching London. London just doesn't know how to interact with her. Like I'll be like, hey, talk to Sissy, and she's like, what? So she likes to look at London and watch London play, and I know they're gonna have such an amazing bond whenever Ashlyn is older and can play and interact more herself, and London can see like, hey, that's my sister, I can play with her, you know. But at this age she can't really do much, and London's like, you're boring, leave me alone. But I know they're gonna be like the best of friends whenever Ashlyn gets a little bit older and more playful. But for now, she does like looking at London. She loves looking at, like, my blanket is floral, she likes looking at that, or we have like a tribal-y print mandala type thing comforter. She loves looking at that. She likes looking at Christopher's shirts, like he has high-vis shirts and like neon shirts and different patterns and stuff. And she loves ceiling fans still. She has come around to the bath a lot the past couple weeks. We all bathe together, all 3 girls, because it's just easier that way, and it gives me the chance to actually sit in the bath, which I don't get to do that often. And no, it's not as good as being able to sit in the bath by yourself, but it works, I guess. But she has come around to the bath a lot more. She doesn't cry nearly as much as she used to. Like, she doesn't really cry at all until like the very end, when she's like, if she starts getting hungry, then she cries. But she does really good now, and she loves this toy that London has. London has a whole set of like little bath toys that are different animals, and Ashlyn's favorite is the panda, because babies really like the contrast of black and white. And so yeah, panda. So she loves the little panda toy. She likes looking at it. She'll try and reach for it. Like, she's starting to get that hand-eye coordination. You can play with it after dinner. It's a bath toy. You play with it in the bath. Yeah, even though you had a shower this morning, so I don't know if you'll have a bath tonight. We learned that she really likes colorful lights. Christopher has his LED lights downstairs in his setup where he games. And I was down there with her one night and she was really amazed by them. We don't like, I don't go down there often, so she doesn't really see them often, but it was just something I noticed the one time. She can roll from her stomach to her back, so when she's doing tummy time, she can flip herself over to her back. She doesn't do back to front yet. Tiger.
This?
Watch what you're doing, please. That's a sheep, yes.
Sheeps.
And she also really likes to kick her legs. She does it all the time whenever she is content. Like, I mean, she kicks her legs when she's mad too, but she playfully kicks her legs when she's happy. Like when she's sitting in the bouncer and she's content, she'll kick her legs. In her bath seat in the bathroom that you might have seen in other videos, she sits there and kicks it the whole time. Zebra. And you can hear her kicking the plastic. It's really funny actually. So she likes to kick her feet. She's still not a huge fan of tummy time, but it's mostly because she has so many stomach issues that it's kind of hard for her to enjoy doing anything. Yeah, be careful. Sit down correctly on your butt. We have made it to 2-3 months exclusively breastfeeding. It has been quite the journey. It's been very, very tough. But we're still going strong at this point. As for our breastfeeding journey, it has been very, very tough. Much harder than it ever was with London. So it kind of felt like I was a new mom in a way. Like it's so different from how I remember with London that it's just like I feel like I'm just brand new at this and I don't know what I'm doing, even though I kind of do. Specifically with Ashlyn, she did have a tongue tie, which she had clipped a week ago from the day that I'm filming this. It's currently the 8th. I don't know exactly when you guys will be seeing this video, but she had her tongue tie clipped at the very beginning of this month. Literally, it was on the 1st, right? Which I'm not going to go too into detail about this stuff because I do plan to make a separate video updating you guys on what has happened with that in itself. So I'm just lightly going to touch upon it. Like I said, she had a tongue tie. It had to be clipped. And they also found that she had blood in her stool, microscopic blood, so I couldn't see it. Like, it's not something you can see to the naked eye. They had to look at it or test it. I don't know exactly what they do. I don't know if they look under a microscope or if they run it through some sort of machine, but they did find traces of blood in her stools, which indicates that she has some sort of intolerance to something in my diet, which would also be causing her all these stomach issues that she has. Like, she is on the verge of being colicky, I believe. Like, I don't know that I would go as far as saying yes, she is colicky, but she's very similar if she isn't. She can be very inconsolable. She cries a lot. She has a lot of gas. She has I guess you could say diarrhea here and there. So she has like problems with her stools, with their texture and things like that. She spits up a little bit. She doesn't like projectile spit up or spit up constantly or anything like that. Like, I wouldn't go as far as saying she has acid reflux, but she does spit up sometimes, all of which are indicative of an intolerance to something in my diet. She has almost every symptom of that. I'm so uncomfortable sitting on the floor like this because I'm like having to hold her head up. Anyways, what was I saying? So to sum it up, she's been having a lot of stomach issues pretty much her whole life, and at first she was fine. She was fine when she was first born, so I didn't think that there was no reason for me to think that there was anything wrong. And then it started to get to the point where she was super duper fussy all the time. And at first I chalked it up to be a growth spurt. Then as time went by, we kind of decided that that couldn't be what it was. And at first we just kind of kept waiting for it to pass. We were like, it's just a phase. It'll end eventually and she'll be good. Or I would have thoughts of maybe she's just a fussy baby. Like, we weren't exactly sure that there was anything wrong that was causing it. We just thought that was just what she was like for a little bit. And then as time went on, I'm racking my brain, like, what could possibly be causing her to be so fussy? Like, this can't be normal. There has to be something bigger going on. And I began to think that it was one of three things. An intolerance to my diet, a mouth tie, or low supply, which it kind of ended up being all three, honestly. She had a tongue tie, which was causing her to not be able to eat efficiently, which meant that she wasn't getting full. Then she does have an intolerance to something in my diet, which also causes all of the issues. The two main things affecting her weight gain is the inflammation of her GI tract, as well as the fact that she was not eating right because of the tongue tie. We got the tongue tie fixed and she now is eating better. I have not had to give her any bottles except for 2. And I'm pretty sure my supply is just fine for her now. She is satisfied from just nursing now, which is good. We just have to fix the following issue because, to say the least, Ashlyn has been a bit of the problem child. Not that it's her fault. Of course it's not her fault, and I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just kind of, it's a bit of a joke for the situation. Like, she's definitely been very difficult, especially compared to London. She's one of those babies that makes you think, I don't want any more. This is too much. But like I said, it's not her fault, and once we fix these issues, hopefully she can be a much happier baby and not be so needy and fussy. So that is pretty much all I have to update you guys on. I'll try and show her if I can. I have to let Christopher in the garage first. Hello. 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 Can you not fuss just long enough for me to do this, please? Hello. Hello. They want to see your face. They want to see your face. Hello. Hello. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like and a comment below. Subscribe to the channel before you go if you have not already. Excuse London. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
All the scars start to heal when I'm with you, and I can't explain how I feel when I'm with you. Just give a little bit of your heart, give a little bit of your heart to me.